Hey guys, it's Nicholas here from upgradeToLife.com and welcome to this video called eavesdropping technique, a simple and easy method to manifest your goals effortlessly. So before I jump into this video, I want to point out again, or I want to remind you again on something that is really important that I still see many people, forget or are not aware of, which is techniques are only tools to help you shift into a desired state, right? So you always have to keep in mind that at the end, what is going to lead to the manifestation or to the expression is your state, right? The state that you are in. And there are many different ways that you can move into a state. You can just intend for it. You can just say it to be so because you are, no matter what, you're still the operant power. Or you can use some of the methods in order to help you make moving into a desired state easier. So if you want to move from poverty to financial abundance, if you move from loneliness to partnership, or if you want to move to be in the relationship that you want to be in, or if you want to move from being ill to being healthy, then there are many different ways that you can move. But the only thing that happens in the background, the only thing that happens underlying is that you shift from the state that you are now, which is therefore responsible for how your life looks like right now. You shift into the state where you express your desired qualities, your desired circumstances. Okay, so again, this is just another technique that I'm going to show you here, which is going to help you to shift your state. But don't think that there is one technique superior than another. There's one secret technique that is beyond all other techniques. No, there is some techniques. I also have some preferred ones, but I still know that what is going on there is that while I do this technique, I identify with and I shift into my desired state. Okay, this just as a disclaimer and a reminder. And with that, let's jump into this video. And first of all, we have to remember that if we speak about those techniques that I'm going to share with you here, then I always do this from the premise and from the understanding and from the truth that imagining creates reality, right? Which is Neville's teachings. It has nothing to do with visualizing. Many people still, misconfuse that, but imagining is moving within consciousness, is moving within yourself, is moving within your true self, right? It's, putting your focus, your awareness away from what's currently present and placing it on something that's not manifested yet, that's basically the non-physical, that's still existing, still real. It's still a part of consciousness. It is still a part of creation. And you can move into that state so that this becomes alive in your reflection. Okay, so imagining again encompasses all senses. You can visualize, you can hear, you can touch, you can smell something that's not here yet. That's all imagination, right? So don't think that you have to visualize. That's something that so many people get wrong. I have a detailed video actually on what imagination is and the right premise to go into your imagination. I will link this above right now because I still see many people approach their imagination from the right way. They go into that with the premise of, I need to, imagine it right now to make it happen, and I need to, manipulate my reality. But they absolutely get it wrong. They absolutely forget what the only reality is, which is their imagination, which is their consciousness, which is wherever they are in this moment within themselves. So they see imagination as a tool, but they forget, they don't realize that imagining is real, that their imagination is real, that wherever they are in imagination is where they are. So if they are in a state of, abundance within, then they are in this abundant state, even if the outside is not showing it to them. Okay, so that's also another reminder that this is the premise that we want to, start this explanation here, and that you should have installed, or that you should know approaching any technique. I know there are other people that, like scripting, which is also okay. But again, remember that it's not the words that you write down that manifest, but it is while you write it down, you start to unconsciously or even consciously imagine that and internally see how it feels and how it would be like and how you'd feel the world if this would be true. But it's not the words that are the cause, but it is your internal shift that is the cause, right? So there are many ways. There are many tools, there are many techniques, there are many methods, but they all have just one purpose, which is the shift in consciousness, the shift in your state. So the only cause, in a sense, that's still responsible is your true self, is your awareness and the state it is identified with. Okay, I hope this was clear. And with that, let's just jump into this video and let's talk about this eavesdropping technique that is something that in the beginning I was not even aware of, but I think I unconsciously did it. And then I realized that also Neville talked about it. And then I realized, wow, I absolutely love it. I enjoy this one. And I started to implement this also more into my practice. And I've created successes with that. So I want to explain that to you. Right? It is basically about imagining people talking and having a conversation about you, implying that you manifested your actual desire. Right? So there is the congratulation technique, which I can link above right now, or I think I linked this in the beginning already, which basically is about that you hear someone congratulating you, you hear a friend, you hear a family member, you hear a closely related person to you congratulating you on already having achieved your desire and your goal. But this technique, this method is a little bit different because here you imagine overhearing other people talking about your success, right? So you don't imagine talking with someone or hearing congratulation. No, you only imagine overhearing friends or family members talking about your success. So you don't have to be in the scene. You don't have to even see your friends. You could just listen to the voices of two of your friends inwardly in your imagination, how two friends of yours, for example, speak about your success, and they say, oh wow, like have you already noticed how this person did this, or how Tom achieved that? And then the other person says, yeah, like I wonder how he did this. Just an absolutely random example here, but so that you get the point, right? Or this could be also family members. You overhear 2 or even 3 other people talking about you, like I'm sure when someone does gossip talking about other people, which is absolutely crap and bullshit, and you should never even engage yourself into something like that. But this right now you can consciously use this in a positive manner, and so you imagine hearing 2 people positively gossip talk, right? Positively talk about you, and you just hear them saying something that implies you have achieved your goal. And as I always say, right, get lost in the scene, bathe yourself in this imaginal experience. Remember, imagination is spiritual sensation. You sense something that is real. You sense something that is in existence. I have a video on imagination is seeing with the eye of God. Imagination is spiritual sensation. So check this one out. So you imagine until this point that you actually feel like, and it actually, feels like that you heard the voices, that this was a real, right? Listen until you hear it. I also have a video on this. It's a really old video of mine. I will link this above right now, where I said that, if you continuously listen inwardly to that, at some point it will feel so natural, so real, that for you have the impression that you actually heard it. Which you actually did, because again, your imagination is real, but therefore it will feel so natural, therefore you will be in the state of the wish fulfilled, and therefore it will express, right? So naturally, you will start to feel more relaxed and identified with what this imaginative experience is implying, right? So if it's, for example, wealth, then it could be 2 friends of yours talking with each other and saying, wow, like, how can Nicholas afford this nice this nice computer right now? Like, his business must be really successful. And then the other person could say, yeah, like he's been doing this for quite some while, but I think he is actually really successful with that. You could only hear that, and this implies, oh yeah, you're successful, and it can be used again for anything you want. And I also have some examples in this video, so stay tuned. Now, how to do it, right? How to do it in a simple step-by-step way. As always, know what you want, have clarity around your goal. Don't just be like wavering and back and forth, because then you can't expect to get clear results if you're not even clear within yourself. Okay, so know what you want. When you have the clarity, when you know what you want, when you know what your true end is, right? Always go to the end. If you go to the end, you hurt no one, like Neville said, then that's perfect. So, and then you induce a relaxed state, right? You induce the state into sleep, you lay or you sit somewhere comfortable, and you try not to get distracted or disturbed for a while. So I like to do this when I'm, on my couch, when I'm in my work space. I like to do that. Sometimes just sit in my chair, or I lay in my bed, and I just relax for a bit. Maybe I'm doing even a meditation before that, but that's not required. Right, just the static into sleep. I also have a video on that, what the static into sleep means. So check this out if you need help on that. And yeah, then you just relax, right? It's not a deep meditative, state that you need to be in. It's not that you need to listen to thousands of meditations before. No, it's just about relaxing, decluttering, giving away your thoughts, and being present. Okay? So you know what you want, you're all relaxed, and then you basically imagine that you hear your parents or your friends talking about how they believed you are brilliant and always had faith in you that you would achieve X, Y, and Z, and that they are lucky to have you as their child or friend. So I put this in here because this is also what you can do, but you obviously don't have to hear them saying, "Oh, I'm so happy that we have this person as our child." But you know what I mean, right? You know what this is about. This is about, you hear them, you literally imagine only with the sense of hearing how 2 people or 3 people talk about you. So you don't even have to be in the scene. You don't even have to see them. You just inwardly hear their words, not congratulating you, but speaking about you. How would 2 people that you know and you know their voices, you know how they would talk, how would they talk about you if you would already have realized your goal? They would see you differently, right? They would be maybe shocked and like, wow, how could he afford this new apartment? And then the other person said, I really don't know, but it's absolutely a nice place. If that implies to you that you have manifested a new apartment, then that's amazing. That's absolutely fine, and then go for that. So you can use this for any desire you have. So I want to give you some examples right now. So for example, I somehow always had the feeling that Max is going to be successful in this business. And then the other person says, yes, he seems to always have tremendous success. This is what 2 of your friends or your mom and your dad or your brother and your sister could talk about if you have manifested more money, more business success, whatever it is. Or do you know which diet Mia uses to always have such a great body? And then the other friend of yours would say, no, but she must have a secret. She really looks amazing. That could be it. That could imply for you that you have, great body image, that you like your body, that you're confident with your body, that you lost weight, if that is your desire. Or if we're talking about relationships, right? One friend could say, have you seen those 2 together? They make the perfect couple. And then the other friend says to this first friend, yes, I saw them at the party last weekend. Who thought they would get together or they would get back together, right? Those are examples. You don't have to use exactly that. You should always know that you should use something that implies satisfaction, that implies the end for you. It's only and always about the implication of that imaginative experience. Sometimes I just have, a person, I sometimes just imagine a person smiling at me or see their face shocked. And I know why they are shocked, because I just told them about the news that I achieved, and I see them shocked. And this implies for me that it is real, that I have achieved it. That instantly shifts me into the desired state. It gets natural. I stay there. It expresses. Pretty easy, right? And this is just a way, if you don't like visualizing, if you for some reason don't like congratulations, which I like, but you have to see what you like, then this can also be used, right? You hear 2 people speak about you. You overhear them speak about you, implying that you have already achieved your goal. It's super powerful. It's fun, right? And important is that you choose something natural that the people you imagine usually would use in their wording, in their how they speak, right? So how would they talk? I mean, you don't have to hear, hey, do you now also like that Mia achieved this and now he has this business and now she's in the relationship and now she's always healthy? Like, this is not how your friends would speak. They would say something like, damn, like, what the hell did he do? For example, right? Maybe they speak like that. I don't know. But, my friends also, pretty, funny, and they speak like that. So you just imagine how they actually speak. And to conclude this video, as always, I want to point out some quotes here from Neville directly on how he described this specific method. And please listen closely, because this is very, very important right now. If you move from where you are to where you would like to be, internal movement, right? Not external movement, internal movement from one state to another, you could detect that motion only by a change of position relative to another object. Motion in itself cannot be done without some frame of reference from which it moves. If your income had just been increased to, say, 30,000 a year from your present income of less than 10,000 a year, how would you feel? How would your present circle of friends see you? Would they know it? Would they discuss it? Would they speak of the change in your life? Tell them, and then eavesdrop and hear your friends discuss as one who is now making 30,000 a year. Okay, so many key points in here. First of all, Neville said that if you move, then you see the world differently. You see your friends differently. They see you differently. They are your frame of reference, and you can internally check within yourself and ask yourself, okay, how do my friends see me right now? And if they still see you as the person that you have previously been, that you don't want to be, and you want to shift out of that, but you see inwardly your friends still see you as that, then you have not changed. But if you have changed, then you know that your friends also already see you differently. I explained this whole concept of frame of reference in the video that I will link above right now, which is called frame of reference, because this is a nice way to check in with yourself if you have actually shifted, if you have actually moved, because your friends would see you differently and you would inwardly see your friends differently as now the person that already has achieved the goal. So they are your frame of reference in a sense. And then Neville takes the money example, but as I say always, this implies for every goal you have. You can overhear, you can eavesdrop and hear your friends discuss you as one who is now making 30,000 or as one who has now achieved X, Y, and Z. And you just hear your friends talking about you. It's so nice that he now has this. I'm really happy that he actually got this. He was so lost, but now he finally, found his purpose and he does what he enjoys. That could be it. Right, if that is your desire. Or take a simple scene. Would someone congratulate you if they heard your good fortune? Then allow them to do so. Now remain faithful to that vision. If you need some more complex scene, like two people discussing your success, eavesdrop them. Conjured in your imagination, carry it with you, knowing that what it implies will come to pass. For its potency is not the scene itself, but what the scene implies. Right? I also have a video about the biggest law of assumption, pitfall, and mistake, which I will link above right now, which basically is that people place too much focus on the scene and stuff, and they want to find the perfect scene, but they forget that this is only about what the scene implies to you. But does it imply that you are already now the person that you want to be? So again, pretty simple. As Neville said, you let someone congratulate you on already having achieved your success. I already linked the video on that in this video, so click the little eye icon and you will find the congratulations scene video. But if you need a more complex scene, or if you want to go beyond that, if you want to experiment more, if you don't like congratulation, then you take two people and let them discuss your success. You eavesdrop them, you overhear them, you just listen to their voices, right? And what this scene implies will come to pass. Really, really powerful. That's a motion in God, and that movement will produce results. Everything in this world is nothing more than the result of a movement in God, which is a motion in your own wonderful imagination, right? A motion within yourself, a motion from that state to another state. The slightest imaginal act that is a change. I don't mean just an act for you can imagine things you don't believe, but if you imagine something you believe is a change, a thrill is sent through divine being. At the moment, you have actually entered another state and made it alive and real in your world. Okay, so I don't want to go too much into this quote because then it would get too long. But again, if you hear to people, then this is also a shift in your state. This is also a shift in consciousness that also enables you to inwardly shift into recognizing that you already are the person that you want to be, which is what this whole manifesting game and the whole of assumption is about. You recognize that you are already that what you want to be, and that you already have that what you want to have. Okay, so this was my detailed video on the eavesdropping technique. I think it was really clear and really, detailed, so you can now start to implement it. You can now start to play with it, and maybe you figure out that you like it more than another technique that you've used previously, right? Techniques are methods, techniques are tools to help you move your state, to help you identify with what you want, but they're not the cause. They're just, fun ways that help you to shift. So don't place too much power into them. Enjoy them, do them with fun, bath yourself in this shift, bath yourself in this experience, and you will inwardly be relaxed. You will inwardly have this knowing that it is done. So thank you really much for watching, guys. I speak to you in the next video.